Okay, so I was contemplating whether I make this video, whether I don't make this video. Listen, I'm not gonna worry about whose feelings I hurt or you know what? I have to stand up for myself, and that's exactly what I have done. My stepfather, you know, would take me to the candy store when I was like 7 years old, young kid. Would take me in his truck at night and would tell me, "Hey, I'm gonna go get you some candy. But if you want candy, I have to kiss him in the mouth and French kiss him with my tongue." He's like, "If you want candy, that's what you have to do." It was just me and my dad. He would leave my little sister and my mom at the house. And I'm a little kid, you know what I mean? Like, I don't know, this is my dad. He adopted me, and, I love my dad. So when I was a kid, I was like my son's age, okay? Right here, he's like 9. Let's just say I was 9, just to say I was 9, okay? He would come literally and just fucking kiss me in my mouth. And then go in there and get me candy in the store. And when I was a little girl, I was like, what the fuck, Like, I knew this was wrong, but it's my dad, and so this is what I have to do to get candy. Whatever. And then, when I was 32, and I stopped stripping. Was I 32? No, I think I was 29. I was 29 because at 32 I had Nick, so no. I was 29, had stopped stripping. And at the time, Daniel and me were living at my stepfather's house in Lake Worth, Florida. He would bring wine at night to try to get me drunk, which I was a stripper, so I used to drink like every fucking night, so no, that didn't happen. But he wanted me to marry him. He's like, you can marry me. I'll buy you all the horses that you want. He's got money. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, even your mom said it's fine. You can be the wife to me that your mother never was. Mind you, I'm 29 years old. I just gave up stripping. I just lost my house. Like, I was going through major depression. My grandmother had just died. And I had remembered, like, after my grandmother died, a lot of the feelings that I had compartmentalized or whatever in my back of my mind just came back. And I confronted my dad. I was like, I remember what you did. I never did that. This and that, whatever. You and Daniel have to get the fuck out of the house. I don't want you here, this and that, whatever. You know what I mean? So I ended up moving in with Nick's dad, which is how me and Nick dad, ended up together. So I find out that he's back from Africa because he lives in Africa. And so my stepsisters are like, oh yeah, he's back. And I don't pay no mind. I mean, I haven't seen this man. When I was homeless in the street with Nicholas, I remember I called him one day. He's like, you have to kill the family and let them know that it was all a lie. That everything you said was a lie. I'm like, no. It wasn't a fucking lie. You did what you did. And I was on the streets. And I wasn't going to bow my head to him. Like, no, And then when my son Nick was in ICU, he was very short with me and everything. Like, basically, like, when I needed him there, he was just, you know what I mean? So, to make the long story short, my stepsister calls me yesterday, and we're talking, we're having a great, because I have a very good, conversation with her. We're having a great time. And she's like, well, he's not my dad, by the way. My dad is God. I don't know my real father, so that my father is God. My Holy Father's God. And she's like, well, do you want to talk to Dad? He's not my dad, by the way. But I was like, no. She's like, no. I was like, no. I don't want to talk to him. I was in the hospital, so I guess they said that he was worried because, I couldn't breathe, which is fine, whatever. But I feel like I have to take my life back. I have to take control, and I cannot let him weasel his way back into my life because he's toxic. And yes, I have forgave him. I have forgiven him, because you must forgive. But it doesn't mean that you have to have that person be a part of your life. If they bring you so much turmoil, you just, no. So I had to take my power back, and I had to teach him a lesson. I'm a woman of God. I've done it all with God. I've raised my babies. You put me through hell. You shamed me in the family. You lied on me. I mean, you just caused so much shit. And now you want back in my life after I pieced everything back together again? And now it's like, fuck you. I'm not going to let a predator prey on me again. I feel good. I had to do it. I had to stand up for myself and say, no, I don't want a dinner with you. I don't want a conversation with you. I don't want money. I don't want anything from you. Because you poisoned my soul. And I've got to go through hell every day because of it. I have to make love with my husband sometimes, and I have to block the shit out that's been done to me so I can make love with my husband, okay? No. I don't need you in my life. I forgive you, but I've given him to God. I'm like, you know what, Lord? I have to come clean. I have to be an advocate for me. Yes, I was a sexual abused child, but I'm not that child anymore. Now I'm an adult, and I'm going to do anything to protect that little girl. And then he had a fight with my stepsister. Why? Because he didn't get his way, because he's a coward, controlling, manipulative bastard. And I'm sorry to say that, because I love my grandmother and I love my grandfather, but what he did to me, and then trying to get to marry me, like, I'm not gonna marry you. Are you fucking nuts? That was back then. Now I'm married. I have a beautiful husband, and I have a son in heaven, and I have a son that loves me here. And but you know what? You just have to tell the past, my life is in Jesus Christ, in the Holy Spirit, and in God. I don't need you contaminating my soul anymore.